Hello, Chris from Mystery Cleaning Winds of the Fylde Coast once again. So I've just got done for the day again. Van's all topped up, ready to rock and roll for tomorrow. And I'm just answering a question from Tommy O'Connor. I don't know where you're from, Tommy. Was left a comment in one of my videos as a question. It's basically asking, how much do you charge per window? And in short, I don't charge per window. I will go into a bit more detail about what our pricing structure is and all that sort of stuff. But I don't price a job based on how many windows there are necessarily. I don't sort of say, right, well, actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the job's £6, for example. I don't do that. I have seen videos from people that I admire in America. Some people like Keith Kalfas, Eric Bland, Luke the Window Cleaner, etc., and Steve-O, etc. They've got some really, really good channels, etc., and that's how they tend to operate their business in America. But you have to understand the cultural differences between British window cleaners and American window cleaners. It's not a case of one is better than the other. It's a case of what the demand is for the service. So there are a lot of window cleaners operate in America on almost like a quarterly basis, and what they'll do is they'll do the inside windows, they'll do the outside windows, frames, sills, doors, everything, and all that sort of good stuff, in addition to doing bug screens and stuff like that, those little mesh things that go up against people's windows. Now in the UK, we're quite fortunate. Generally speaking, there are very few properties, residential or business, that have these mesh sort of bug screens, if you like, okay, which are, I've watched some of Keith's videos, and quite frankly, they look like an absolute pain in the ass. So the thing is obviously, they charge, I think I remember on one of his videos, and don't quote me, I'm sort of kind of gathering information from a video that I may have watched 4 years ago. But at the time, they were charging something like $5 a window, and that's inside, outside, windows, frames, sills, traps, all, the inside of the traps on the door and stuff like that. So, that's almost like an internal mini valet, if you like, for a house, okay? Now, that's not necessarily root work, okay? So for British window cleaners like myself, okay, a lot of our work, to be honest with you, is all either monthly, fortnightly, regular maintenance cleans, okay? So we're maintaining the cleanliness of the windows month on month, whereas for example, some of these bigger properties in America, they're probably going to have the windows done once a quarter, or maybe twice a year or something like that. And they charge a lot more for the privilege, because you've got a team of guys go scurrying around the house, remove all the ornaments and all this sort of stuff, and put the sheets down and do the windows inside and out, and then they'll disappear. So it's more intense, I think. I could be wrong. Any of you Americans on the channel, feel free to hit me in the comment section. I'd be interested to hear your sort of thoughts on it. But in the UK, it's mainly maintenance cleans and monthlies, etc. So, for example, we operate on a fortnightly or 4-weekly rota. A couple of weekly jobs in there, and there are some of the bigger jobs that are quarterly, to be honest with you. But for the most part, weekly, fortnightly, or 4-weekly is how we operate, and that serves as well. So with that in mind, then the minimum charge that we charge for a house would be £6, on the understanding that it's the front of a house, for example, the front of a house only, and that's a maintenance clean price. But we would probably charge double on the first clean, just to get it up to par, make sure it's as good as it can be, take off years worth of grime before we've got there, and then we'll do the maintenance cleans based at £6 just for the front of a house, okay? Front and back of a house with no conservatory, we would charge something in the region, we charge minimum price would be £12, etc. And again, if there's more windows on the side and it takes us slightly longer, or the access is a bit gnarly or anything like that, then we can up the price based on how long the job takes, etc. So generally speaking, anywhere from £12 to £15, but 12 is a minimum. £15 is our minimum for having a conservatory, but that does not include the conservatory roof. We always try to do the conservatory roof as a separate job. And we will do the conservatory roof on the monthly, but our conditions are that we do a deep clean on that conservatory roof first, which starts at 80 quid and goes up to £100 roughly. Sometimes bigger ones get charged more, but again, it's all based on time, effort, resources, manpower, and all that kind of effort. So it's not unheard of for us to charge, you know, once the deep clean's been done on the roof, it's not unheard of us to charge £30 a month to do windows, frames, sills, doors, front, back, conservatory roof, conservatory windows, etc., on a 4 weekly. It's not unheard of, okay? So the reason why we use minimum pricing is because ultimately, if you're going to itemize a bill, then, you know, you have to, you know, put up with the idea of you're going to attract the customer, the type of customer that's going to go, well, actually, I only want you to do those 2 windows up top because I don't reach them, and don't bother about the ground floor because I can do them, and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll say something like, you know, you'll give a quote, for example, and you'll know you're talking to a penny pincher, because what will happen is you'll give a quote and say it will be £15 front and back, and that's windows, frames, sills and doors and all this sort of stuff. And they'll sort of ask you, right, well, actually, okay, how much just to do the upstairs? Because I can't reach the upstairs, but I can do the ground floor myself. And it's like, no, we charge as a package, okay? And there's a number of good reasons for charging a package as part of window cleaning, okay? So for me, it's a case of, if you're going to, you know, do the windows yourself, let's say you're a one-man band as a window cleaner, okay? You know which windows you do. Mrs. Jones doesn't want her front door doing. Mr. Smith doesn't want that frame doing, etc. He only wants his upstairs doing, all this sort of stuff. And it's a lot easier for you as a one-man band to manage your rota if you write these things down, you keep notes, etc., and all this sort of stuff. And, you know, when you get around your round, you can do bits and pieces and all this sort of stuff. And you can forage through the admin side of it. You know what I mean? It's like looking through, do this one, and you'll get to know which ones are which. The problem comes when you have employees. It's much easier to send an employee to a job and say, do the front of that house. And they'll go, cool. They'll go up to the front of the house and they'll do the windows, the frames, the sills, the doors and everything. And then they'll put the stuff away and then they'll drive to the next job. But if you accept customers that only want half a job or bits and pieces, or just do those upstairs windows, then what happens is you end up inadvertently slowing yourself down, because every time you get to a new job, you've got the guy's got to get the clipboard out, get the job sheet out and go, right, which windows are we doing? And all this sort of stuff. And it's like, oh, well, you do the 2 front ones and the side back. It's like, no. You either want your windows doing properly and have them done as a whole, or you don't see the value in what we have to offer, and you're not my customer. Okay? You know, it's very much, if you can imagine going into a restaurant, okay, let's say you go to, I don't know, I use the term restaurant lightly, but let's say you go to McDonald's, right, okay, and my wife is a pain, because what she'll do is she'll pick off the gherkins and the pickles and all this sort of stuff. Fine, that doesn't bother me, because I'll eat them. But then what happens is, can you imagine what the response of the manager of the store would be if I walked into McDonald's and said, right, well, actually, I want a Big Mac, no pickles or anything like, no gherkins, etc. Okay, and he goes, yeah, certainly, sir, no dramas. He takes those, the gherkins don't go on to start with, and then he presents me with a burger. Now, do you think the price of that burger is going to be exactly the same with or without gherkins? Of course it is, because he's charging based on a package. That's a Big Mac, and you don't want the gherkins on, so we'll take that off for you, but it's still however much it was with the gherkins. If you went, for example, to Subway, you know, and you didn't want any salad, you know, you're still getting charged for a sandwich, for a unit, okay? In much the same way that, for example, in the UK, if you forget to put your bin out on bin day, the bin men just go, oh, right, well, he's not left his bin out, no drama, next. You know, do you think then you're going to get a rebate on your council tax bill? Not happening, is it? You're being charged ultimately for a service. If you had Netflix, you know, and you went on holiday for 2 weeks, does that mean you can claim 2 weeks of your subscription back? No, because the thing is it's up to you as a customer to see the value in the service while you're here, not realise what you're losing out on when you're not here. You know what I mean? So all these big companies, most businesses will charge based on a service, based on a unit, okay? And the thing is that it's not unheard of. I think some people can get tied up in knots because they're thinking, oh, well, I'm doing slightly less, and so, oh, I should probably charge less. No, charge. I mean, do what you want for me. Do what you want for me. What I'm saying is that I personally will not charge. But if I do one less window on one house than I do on another, it doesn't mean that house is getting charged necessarily less or more. It's because of how many windows they've got. No, it's based on a package. It's based on the fact that I'm doing the windows and the customer isn't. Yeah, it's based on me using my time and the customer using money to pay for my time or for my resources or whatever thing like that. It's not about itemizing down to the finite detail, okay? So, in my humble opinion, you know, it's better to keep a minimum price because it gives you also room for maneuver in terms of, let's say you go to two semi-detached houses that are attached to each other, okay? And one of them has 2 side windows, okay? And the other one has, like, you know, 5, 6 or 7 on the side, but the same front and back, okay? So property A might have 12 windows, for example. Property B might have 20 windows. You can always charge more based on the fact that one property takes you longer to do than the other one. But that doesn't mean I go around counting windows, etc. You know what I mean? I think that's some of the younger guys and newer guys starting up. I think they do sort of worry a little bit about dealing with people that go, oh, well, you know, there's one less window on that house, so I need to charge less. No. You don't need to do anything that you're not comfortable with. And I think it goes back to that whole confidence thing and being able to turn around and say, well, yeah, but I've still got to burn the same amount of fuel to come and do your windows. I've still got to attend. I've still got to purify my water. I've still got wear and tear on the vehicle. I've got tools to pay for and all this sort of stuff. Then there's my time and effort. Okay, so, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you don't want to pay for my time and effort, that's cool. But the ladder's over there and feel free to hop up anytime you like and clean your own windows. You know, so you've got to target customers that value what you have to offer, and not sort of go, oh, well, you know, you did one less window, etc. Well, if I get a customer that says that, I'd just say to them, says, well, that's fine, but it's based on a package. It's based on, you know, if you go to a restaurant and order a full plate of food and only eat half of it, does that mean that meal's half price, does it? You know, show me a restaurant where that's the case. That's not a Chinese buffet, for example. But you know what I mean? You know, generally speaking, if you order a meal, if you order a service, if you order a piece of furniture, if you order a series of tools, if you order any parts for vehicles, etc., you're charged based on a package. You're charged based on how much something as a whole has cost you with delivery and stuff like that. So don't think you have to count the windows. Yeah, just charge based on your time. Bigger commercial jobs and stuff like that, I will probably charge around £60 an hour or thereabouts. So, for example, if it's a big job and it takes me 45 minutes, I might charge £45. But if I have to bring someone with me, then I'll charge £90 an hour. You know, and based on my time. If there's a day rate, so if there's a massive site which is going to take up all day for one man, all day for one man is £400. And all day for 2 men is £650. And that's just what I charge. You know, because I'm denying the use of my van on the round, etc. So that's just how I operate. But, again, it's not a case of me saying I'm right and you're wrong and you have to do what I say. Do as you see fit, but don't worry about, you know, don't worry about the penny pinchers. You don't need them. If you're happy to deal with these people, then clearly your bullshit threshold is a lot higher than mine. Quite frankly, I'm not a massive fan of dealing with people that have that mindset, that are trying to sort of penny pinch and itemize everything and scrape and all this sort of stuff. It's, you know, if your time, you know, if the customer's time is not worth the money to pay me to do the service on their behalf, then quite frankly, they are far better off getting a ladder and going and doing it themselves. You need to target customers that are cash rich, time poor, and go from there. Okay, so that's basically me. I'm done for the day. I wish you all a very, prosperous upcoming week, etc. And I shall see you in the next video. All the very best.